Og litt kult at en av mine absolutte favorittband ble spilt I det jeg går inn her første gang. Hei, hei. Soundgarden. Hey guys, welcome to another video. It's late July. Been a very warm, about more than 2 weeks here in Oslo, and the month has just flown by. Summer months tend to do, and I've been to Stockholm as well. Yeah, so when I was in Stockholm, of course, I bought a lot of records, and I told myself I wasn't gonna take a break when you get back to Oslo, but some records arrived that I'd ordered, well, in one case quite a long time ago, and then you end up going to a record shop to ask them to order something for you, and you leave there with records anyway. So I was thinking about a couple of these records. I was gonna do them with separate videos, but I thought, no, I'll do a late July wrap-up for these, even though a couple of them are new. So a week ago, I went to Big Dipper. Most of this is from Big Dipper, yeah. To buy one record in particular, because I got a warning either from their email service or their Facebook page, or Instagram, to be honest, that they were having a summer sale, and I was sort of flicking through that, and I was very surprised to see a pretty new release, April, I think, maybe, by a band that I really like, and usually I buy their studio albums on CDs, and then I have bought a couple on vinyl. Well, yeah, I have bought two, and one of them I bought in Stockholm. So you will have seen that if you saw my video from Kungsbacka, I think. Yeah. So anyway, it's Mars Volta with one of the most intriguing album covers of all time. And as you can see, it says 429 kroner, but they knocked it down to 250 kroners. So although like I said, I do collect Mars Volta on CD, and I have all their studio albums on CD. This actually now was cheaper than the CD. CDs aren't cheap anymore, or I would have bought more of them, probably. And not that easy to come by here in Oslo either. Big Dipper do sell some, like the biggest titles, more or less. And as you'll see later in this video, they do have some second-hand CDs now. Used to only have second-hand vinyl, but for new CDs here in Oslo, there's one shop left, and that's Platekompaniet. And yeah, it's fairly pricey, and you have to order a lot of stuff because they don't necessarily have it in the store. So yeah, so this is the album cover and the art, and the title of the album is Lucro, the Mars Volta, Lucro Suicio. Oh yeah, Suicio Los Ojos del Vacchio, or Vacchio, I'm not sure about the pronunciation of this. Okay. Yeah, because whenever I've seen the album online, it looked like it had some sort of album artwork, and this really doesn't look like much of anything. Let's just have a look at the vinyl first. This is a double, which is a bit of a comfort, because sometimes I feel that lately their songs have become shorter, and I do like a long Mars Volta song. And it's 4 sides. But here is clearly the artwork. And it's textured. You'll see here it's on the back. So, yeah, they're called Mars Volta. This actually reminds me of what we saw, without the color maybe, from the surface of Pluto. So that's very cool. So, the day before yesterday, I went to Big Dipper again to ask them to order a couple of records for me. Because a couple of them I noticed that their price were between 150 to 200 kroner less than some online stores, even iMusic, and with shipping and customs charges and VAT, a couple of titles that I would maybe otherwise have ordered from Rough Trade ended up being more or less the same price. But while I was there, they have these dividers in the middle of the room with late arrivals on them, and one that I really wanted to get and still do is the latest album from Civic, an Australian band. Ben Rankins got me listening to when I got their second album. But I still haven't gotten their first album. And it's funny, a lot of these some Australian bands and some indie bands like Payment Records are actually quite cheap, even here. We're talking 100 to 200 kroner cheaper than a lot of other titles, so that was nice. So because it was cheaper than the new album, I bought Civic's debut album. So at some stage, obviously, unless this album for some reason puts me off them, I'll love to get their new album. I think you may have briefly seen it in a couple of my videos when I've gone to record shops, even in Stockholm. But I thought it was timely to get. Otherwise, I often buy records in the wrong direction, from newest, and then work my way towards the first albums. But isn't it nice when you can be very close to having completion time and be finished with the discography of a band, unless of course they keep making records, and it's not 27 to 45 titles left to buy from a band you actually kind of are scared to start listening to, even King Gizzard, because they have so much music. I mean, my Neil Young CD collection, for example, is I haven't actually bought anything from him for a couple of years now, because it's I don't know. I think I deserve to take a break and do some sort of catch up with him as well. Here we are. So there's a little hype sticker here. Debut studio album, maroon vinyl, includes download. I thought these guys were punks. Punks don't download, do they? Oh, very nice. I almost thought that this was a gatefold because the cover is so hefty. Yeah, so there's the artwork without the shrink wrap around it. I like this. And there's the back, with the back of some guy's head. When was this released? 2021. And they are Jim McCulloch, Lewis Hodgson, Christ, Roland Hluvaka, and David Forger. That is a proper rock and roll type picture there. Is this one of the bands where Ben Rankins would say, "We got a new record by the mighty Civic"? Yeah. I threw some coinage at to get a brand new album from the Civic, the mighty Civic. Yeah, because they're not the Civic, they're Civic. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's what I call maroon. Yeah, so those were the two new titles, and but I also grabbed some CDs because, like I said, Big Dipper now has a whole wall of secondhand CDs. They all, as long as they're regular CDs, go for 50 kroner each, which is $5 US. 4-ish pounds, and yeah, 3 or 3.5 pounds maybe, I don't know. But there's a deal embedded in that. If you buy 5, you get it for 200 kroner. So that's, when I walked past there, I saw this. I've been very I nearly ordered this on vinyl a couple of times, not least because Gavin at Gav Axman was talking about it, and some other guys who are into U2, which I am as well. But when I saw this, I thought, well, it'll give me an opportunity to actually listen to this without having thrown too much coinage at it, and make up my mind whether I want it or not. Because some people consider this part of the U2 discography, and some people might not. I mean, it is, Adam and The Edge and Larry, and I guess to a lesser extent Bono, but with Brian Eno. So I thought, for 50 kroner, or less actually, since I ended up buying 5 records to get that deal, it'll be an interesting thing, this, and if nothing else, it'll be helping my U2 CD collection to feel sort of complete in a way. My U2 vinyl buying has been sort of a little bit I have a few vinyls from way back in my teens and so on. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe because I know there is still a couple of places online that'll sell it for you to a normal price, because it was released for Record Store Day. And I don't really need this, I guess. I've ordered a new vinyl pressing of something similar from the Stone Roses, which is coming out in a couple of weeks. But the very best of the Stone Roses. So this is actually my 3rd Stone Roses CD, because I had the first album and the second. And I mean, a lot of the stuff from the first album is going to be here, of course. But again, didn't think I could leave this when it was that cheap. So next band, I think they do sort of fall under the category of one-hit wonders. But the funny thing is that their smash hit was went to number one in 2 countries, neighboring countries, which I've been to both this year, because they made it to number one in Sweden and in Norway. And it's the Connells who had the smash hit 74-75. And I've been looking at maybe getting this on vinyl, because, you know, I do have fond memories of hearing this song a lot back in the day. And yeah, again, found a CD, very nice price. So we'll see if we like this. American band, from one of the lesser states. And then I got, so I thought I had the first 2 albums by this band, but apparently I got the chronology wrong. I have a bunch of CDs lying here on my desk that I don't know where exactly to put. In part because I'm running out of space, but also because I'm not sure where they fit in. It's a Norwegian girl band, if you like, female-fronted band, as some guy used to say, called Ephemera, and they have very lovely voices, good tunes, and harmonies and all that. And this is 2003 and 2004. And I thought this was the beginning, but I saw this one and ended up grabbing it. And I thought this was, because they made an album not that long ago, which was their first album in 18 years. So I was wondering, was that, because they kind of looked older in this picture than they did on the other two, but this is actually from 2001. So this is Balloons and Champagne by Norwegian Ephemera. If you get a chance to listen to a bit of Norwegian music, which is just absolutely lovely, I would definitely do that. Ephemera. And finally, to round it all out, I had to double check to see that I don't have this. I only have 2 CDs by them, but I love the Jayhawks. And this is Hollywood Town Hall. Another band that I've been meaning to get on vinyl, but yeah, time, place, money, but lovely Jayhawks. So that was the day before yesterday, and yesterday was Friday. What did I do? Yeah, I went up to the oh yeah, that's right, I went to the ernæringsfysiolog, eating and food and so on doctor person, and got some good news about various things. What did I do after that? Yeah, I went for a walk, that's right, and walked around the Royal Gardens, and I went into the History Museum because I wanted to see some Viking stuff after being disappointed about the Viking stuff I saw at the newish Viking Museum in Stockholm. I regretted going there and thought I should have gone back to the History Museum in Stockholm because that's really good. But I walked in the door there and it was really, really warm yesterday, so, almost unpleasantly so. And there were some children, so I left. Well, there were some children sitting there screaming and being very unhappy about being children and being, subjected to culture, I suppose. So I thought, no, fuck this. Turn around, and then I walked not far from there to, I thought, I haven't been to Tronsmo in a while. It's kind of a radical bookstore in Oslo, which has an excellent, comics section downstairs. But sometimes, sort of a bit randomly, they put out boxes with second-hand vinyl records for some reason, just in front of the shelves with all the music literature. And I found a couple of records. This one is Elvis Costello, Spike. And for some reason, I never got this record. I don't know why, because it came out around the time of Paul McCartney's "Flowers in the Dirt," which I absolutely adore. Where Elvis did record or write also songs with Paul for that record, and I knew that there were Paul McCartney related stuff on the record that Elvis Costello released. But this was 1989, and a school friend of mine, we had this industrial week where we all worked at some sort of, first year of high school we worked at a farm, second year we worked at like some sort of industry. I worked at a printing place, and he worked for a radio station, and they had Elvis Costello there, and he was gifted, he and some others were gifted this new album, and he said he didn't like it, and that sort of put me off it. But since then I thought, why would I be concerned with whether or not he liked an Elvis Costello album? I don't have the exact same taste in music as he did. So I've been thinking about getting this for several years now, and finally I found this. It's a nice copy. It's got one of those, I don't know, what do you call that? Price reduction cuts. And it's a Warner. It looks nice. It looks hardly used in any way or fashion. And of course it has the wonderful song Veronica with Paul McCartney on bass. So very happy to get this. Finally. Cut out. Cut it out, cut out. Oh, come on. Oh well. And finally, like I said, I was in Stockholm, and I was shown a record shop by one of our friends in the vinyl community, and I didn't buy anything there because I'd already spent money over at Pet Sounds. But one record he showed me, and he seemed very keen on me getting or being aware of. And then I saw it yesterday, and it's a Swedish artist. He's not very prolific. He had big success, I think, with this record back in 89. Yeah, 88, 89. Yeah. So I grabbed it. Jakob Hellman. And it might be that I play this and then I go, oh, it's him, or I go, what the hell is this? No, but yeah, I felt sort of compelled when I saw this now, because I did regret not getting this that day. But then again, I also regretted not paying 1,000 kroner, $100 for the Gorkis Misod. Oh my god, my brain. Yeah, you know that Welsh album. And also, was it nearly 1,000 kroner for a Granddaddy album I would have loved? So I think those scared me so much that I didn't actually pay attention to what this cost. So yeah, that was a late July wrap-up from Morton. Hope you're enjoying summer. A month now until I have to go back to the health place, and some other things that isn't happening and some things that are happening. So try to stay positive and get out there and walk, and my god, I need to stop buying all this music. But yeah, famous last words, eh? I have been buying records since I got my first money on my own hand, and before that pestering my parents and my brothers and sisters for records since I was like 5-6 years old. I mean, yeah, I managed to quit drinking beer, but that's one thing I'm thinking will be hard for me to ever go. I had a month here this year in January where I didn't buy any records. God, that was tough, but I did manage. So anyway, guys, if you watched this far, thank you for doing that. If you want to click like, that does help my videos and my channel. Want to subscribe? Oh, that makes me happy. And thank you to my new subscribers. And I hope to see you guys in another video. Please leave a comment. See you soon. Bye.
Ja, men ikke så bra som det kan være. Men det er da hadde du tatt på deg et helt litt